Hi, my name is Shantanu Vyas and I'm here with my team and we are known as Moving Forward. What is Moving Forward? Who are we? Moving Forward is an attempt on our part to create an emblem for the rest of India where the youth, probably the most important part of any nation, the youth can team up and join forces to help solve perennial problems faced by India, which is usually related to the underprivileged. So Moving Forward is just a group of kids, young people joining hands and collaborating ideas to make a better India. Because India has faced many problems and it continues to face many problems, water issues, education issues, health issues, whatever it is. And it's not that things aren't being done about it, but a lot more can be done, and I think that is recognized by everybody. Here we are, we have our own ideas, and Moving Forward is a banner the youth, and it doesn't have to be youth, it can be anybody really. They can contribute their ideas towards us and we will help them, help us, help India make projects happen and promote India, make everything better, because youth have so much power and resources if they tap into it and potential to really change things for the better. That is what the youth is capable of, and the next generation is going to be living off what we do. If we are to make any, if there were to be any changes in this India, it would be coming from us primarily. So here we are basically a banner inviting everyone to join, and if they have an idea to make anything in India better, we can support them and they can support us. Our first project we started working on it about a year ago. It goes by the name of Paani, Genie, and at the end of the year we are about to start manufacturing and getting closer towards that. We are on Facebook and you can find out more about us there, but by and large we are just here to connect the youth with the underprivileged side of India, because that's where the help is needed and where the people who have the most forces in number to help them and the most energy and creative ideas, because we're young. So that is basically what Moving Forward is all about. It's about helping and improving the quality of life amongst the rural and underprivileged people, and we are all here to do it together. Nobody can do it alone, and this is the easiest way to just combine forces and make things better for everybody else. So our first project is known as Paani Genie. It's inspired from South African concept, which was implemented successfully during the Nelson Mandela time, and we have incorporated that idea, and it's pretty much the same idea as what they have done successfully, except we are not government sponsored the way they were. We are a public trust, registered public trust, and we started Paani Genie as the first project, but there are significant...
Hi, my name is Jay Puducherry and I'm a part of the Moving Forward team. So Moving Forward is currently working solely on one project. The name of the project is Paani Genie. All of us are aware of the fact that in villages today, a majority of women and children carry kodams, 15 to 20 litre capacity kodams, on their heads and at their hips from their houses to the water source and back multiple times a day, because the requirement for water on a daily basis is in excess of 100 litres at least per family. Now, this is an extremely time-consuming and energetic process, and it just seems like, considering the fact that water is one of the fundamental human rights, there has to be more of an effort to make this process easier for everybody in this country and in the world. We were on the internet and we were looking for ideas, because we knew that, look, food is very important to human beings. Water is even more important to human beings. They can go without food, but they cannot go without water. So the question was, how are we going to bridge that gap? How are we going to make their lives easier, knowing that the area we were focusing on was water? We were on the internet one day and accidentally stumbled upon a South African initiative called Hippo Water Roller. It's a wonderful initiative, and it was started about 20 years ago by 2 South African engineers. It was just around the time that Nelson Mandela's government was coming into power, and it was funded by both the government as well as by some private enterprises. And they were very successful. They've distributed more than 44,000 rollers in and around South Africa in the last 20 years. And they were a huge inspiration to us. So we immediately sent them an email and told them that we were a group of young college students who admired their idea and wanted to use their idea to solve the same problem in India. They were very, very supportive and wrote back to us immediately. And we managed to buy a hippo roller off of them, and they shipped it to India. It was shipped to India in about 10 days to 2 weeks after we ordered it. And with the roller, it became a lot easier to go meet people and talk about the roller, because before we had it, it was a tad hard for them to visualize it in their head. But with the roller, it became a lot easier, obviously, because you had the roller and you had the idea right there. Within the next 2 months of getting the roller, we located a manufacturer named Infra. It was one of the earlier steps, and we wanted to be very comfortable with the person that was going to manufacture our rollers. He's a Mumbai-based manufacturer with a plant in Chennai, and that made things very convenient because we are Chennai-based. After that, we started looking for a village.
Hi everybody, my name is Mansa. I'm 20 years old and I'm also part of the Moving Forward team. So what I'm going to be talking to you about is what makes Paani Genie Paani Genie. So basically, like Jay said, we imported a roller here from the South Africans, and when we received it, we took it to these villages and we went to around over 10 villages where we just took the roller and demonstrated it for the villagers and asked them to, fill in water and push it and pull it. So why is Paani Genie advantageous? That's what I'm going to be talking to you about. So Paani Genie is basically a 90-liter water roller which has an easily attachable, detachable steel rod. So the first advantage is you can really push it and pull it very easily. The rod rotates over 180 degrees, so it allows for convenience while you're pushing or pulling the roller. Now, as Jay also mentioned, the villagers used to carry water in their hips or at their heads and in kodams. Now kodams, they usually have around 20 liters per kodam. So this, with the Paani Genie, you're avoiding stress on your head, your hip or your back. So when you roll it, your net force is around 10 kgs approximately, so it's easier on your back muscles. So this is very beneficial in the long term health wise. And also one very, very important aspect of the Paani Genie is, and this is a point that I feel very personally about. So a lot of these women and girls, they are actively involved in the water carrying process. So they walk long distances to the water source to collect water, and they make multiple trips every day. So we're talking 6 to 8 trips over a long period of time. So they don't have time to do other things. Most of their time is allocated to collecting water. So they don't have time to go to school, they don't have time to pursue their hobbies, they don't have time to be also part of the active money involving scheme. So the men are basically the breadwinners, and women and children normally take the roles of going and collecting water. So why I feel so strongly about this solution, this idea, is because when you have a Paani Genie roller, you can collect 90 liters in one go and minimize your trips. So your trips to the water source minimizes, the amount of water you're carrying also increases, plus you can also roll it, you can push it or pull it very easily. So this opens up a lot of activities for the children and the women to do. The children can go to school, they can get empowered, they can get an education. What is really important in our society today is the fact that every child has to get educated, so they can actively take part in school endeavors. The women can pursue their hobbies, they can knit, they can be part of the money involving scheme. It doesn't need to be only men that's doing all the work to get money. So even the men, when we're talking about the men being the breadwinners, we see with the Paani Genie, especially in South Africa where the idea was first implemented, men also actively involved themselves in the water carrying process after the Paani Genie roller was introduced. So we feel that even men will get more actively involved in the process. The distributions of roles will be more ideal and equal. So this is a main criteria that why I think Paani Genie is really effective. And also, if you see a kodam or a pot, the cost of an average kodam would be around 80 rupees. But we are giving the roller to the villagers for 100 rupees. Now the basic reason why we're giving the rollers to the village people for 100 rupees is because we believe that if we give it to them free of cost, the value of the product will decrease, because if we give it to them free of cost, okay, I lost my train of thought. If we give it to them free of cost, we feel that they will not appreciate the product as much as they can. So also the cost of a kudam is 80 rupees and it carries 20 liters, and the cost of our Paani Genie roller is 100 rupees but it carries 90 liters. So when you look at the comparison, you can cart more water at just 20 rupees more from the average price of the kudam. So we feel that Paani Genie is a solution that will effectively eliminate kudams all over because of its durability, of its ease of access, and also the fact that it can cart around 5 times more the amount of water that you can carry with one kudam.
இது ஹெல்ப் ஆகுமா உங்களோட வில்லேஜ்ல? நிறைய ஹெல்ப் ஆகுமா? நீ உங்களோட அம்மா ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவீங்களா தண்ணி எடுத்து வரதுக்கு? நிறைய சம்மர் மாசம்ல எவ்வளவு தூரம் போவீங்க தண்ணி எடுத்து வரதுக்கு?
2 கிலோமீட்டர் போகலாம்.
ஒரு நாள் எவ்வளவு வாட்டி போவீங்க?
ஒரு நாளைக்கு எப்பவும் ஒரு
8-9 வாட்டி போவீங்க. ஸோ இந்த தண்ணி ரோலர் கொடுத்தோன்னா ஈஸி ஆகுமா உங்களோட லைஃப்ல? யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்குமா? நீங்கள் டெஃபினட்டாக யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் நம்ம விநாயகர் நெல்லூரில் பண்ணோன்னா இது எல்லாருக்கும், இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் இந்த ஊரில் பண்ணோன்னா சக்ஸஸ் ஆகிடுமா? நீங்கள் எல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்களா? டெஃபினட்டாக உங்களோட லைஃப் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணும். சம்மர் மாதம்ல எவ்வளோ தூரம் போகிறாங்க தண்ணி எடுத்துக்கிறதுக்கு? 1 கிலோமீட்டருக்கு மேலே போகிறாங்க. எவ்வளோ ஒரு நாள் நிறைய வாட்டி போகிறாங்களா? டெய்லி போவாங்க. ஸோ இது வந்து இங்கே எடுத்துன்னு வந்தோம்னா நிறைய யூஸ் ஆகும். நீங்கள் யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்களா? நீங்கள் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவீங்க இதில். சரி, தேங்க்யூ.
நானும் போவோம் தண்ணி குடிக்கிறதுக்கு. கண்டிப்பாக வெளியே தான் போய் தண்ணி நீ கிடைக்காது. தண்ணி
சம்மர் மாதம்ல கிடைக்கவே கிடைக்காது.
கிணத்துக்கு போய் தான் கொண்டு வருவாங்க.
ஒரு கிணத்துக்கு வில்லேஜாக போயிட்டு கழனி பம்ப் செட்டில் இருக்கிற கிணத்தெல்லாம் கொண்டு ஊற்றி எடுக்கணும்.
ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுவோம். அன்றைக்கி தான் நாங்கள் அந்த மே மாதம் தான் ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுவோம்.
Hi, I'm Akhil and I'm part of Moving Forward. Today I'm going to tell you about the criteria for selecting the villages. We've visited over a lot of villages and we've covered 15 to 20 of them, and we have 3 criteria in which we choose the village. Our first criteria is the village should have a water problem. What do we call a water problem? A water problem is basically where we decide that the villagers have to walk for at least 1.5 kilometers to 3 kilometers to get water for themselves. Now this is the main criteria for us. We don't see the point of going to villages with less than 1.5 kilometers where they have to walk, but this is the ideal situation for us. Our second criteria is that the villages should have between 100 and 150 homes. We're just starting up and we'd like to address the problem in a big enough place, but not so big that we aren't able to handle the logistics of this entire operation. And the third and another important point for us to judge a village on is that it has to be accessible by us. We wanted a village close by being, say, between 2 to 3 hours away from Chennai, so that we could monitor and visit the village every week or every 2 weeks before and after the implementation of this project. So taking these 3 points in mind, we identified one village called Vinayagar Nellur, which is 10 minutes ahead of Vedantangal Bird Sanctuary. This village is an ideal place for us because the villagers have to walk around 2 kilometers every day to get some water. And this village has around 125 homes, and the village is only around 2.5 hours away from Chennai, which is where we're based. Now, this village we have gone to has everything we're looking for, and an added bonus to all of this is that our manufacturer's plant, where we're making the product right now, is only around 10 minutes away from the village. So that's about how we selected our village. Now, speaking about Paani Genie, we are looking for the ideal and perfect solution. Right now, we know that Paani Genie has a lot of potential, that it can go various places across India. We aren't very concerned about that right now. Right now, we are looking for perfection in this one village. We do this one village perfectly, it will spread all over India on its own. Right now, we're looking to make sure that all the villagers are used to our product and can use it properly. We have gone over different flaws in our product and have corrected them one by one. One of the main problems was with the plastic. The original plastic was linear low density, and now we changed to high density polyethylene, which solves one of the problems we had. And another problem we were facing was the ability to get the 90 liters out of the water can. For us, it seemed like a serious problem, but whereas the villagers, they said it's not a problem at all for them because they're used to carrying 20 liters at a time, and when they get so much water, they are really surprised and happy, and they came up with their own solution. We went to them with a couple of solutions, and we told them this and this are your options. They're like, we don't need any of that, you leave that to us, you just got us the water, and that's more than necessary.